video will not be 2 hours long, maybe an hour and a half. I'm trying to keep this tight. This is like art session. This is like the art of me making an art project about art and making art. Something like that.
I'm not gonna use any of this. Editing Mary, do not use any of this. Your last video was too fucking long. Don't use it. It's not cute. I'll
I'm not gonna apologize for anything. I'm an auteur. Alright? Showtime, folks. It's Wednesday. I just woke up. The dulcet tones of heavy machinery. It's about 8 a.m. And in case you thought I was being humorous, so now I'm in my other favorite spot in the studio, which is my bed. That's right. This studio is literally where I live. And of all of the space, my bed takes up one small corner, but it's the most comfortable spot in the whole studio. Which Wednesdays are supposed to be my day of rest. Ain't gonna be no rest for me today, I promise. Cause I gotta finish my videos, 2 videos. I'm doing a chit-chatty one where I talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. I do talk a lot. I talk too much.
You talk too much.
Then, that was my genius idea that came to me over the past week, was do one that's just the stitching, just the time-lapse. Because the thing is, if you just string together all the time-lapse of all the stitching I did last week, it comes out to be about 30 minutes. And I couldn't put that in my chit-chatty video, or it would have been a 24-hour video. I would have been living live on the internet 24/7. This is like one of those houses, what was that, Big Brother house? Where Big Brother was watching you all the time? This is Big Brother Crafting Edition, as an outdated reference for the YouTube era. See, the thing about the time-lapse video is it's super easy to do. You just string together all your time-lapse footage of your sewing. But then you have to have some music for it. Like these music channels you listen to on YouTube, where it's like 11 hours. Music for golden abundance. How do they get away with that? How do they get away with doing like an 11-hour video? Like, doesn't that take up all the space in the known universe? I'm not gonna think about that. My point is, man, it's going to be a hell of a day. No, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a fantastic day. I am focusing on positivity. I'll make some music. I'll find a song that has a lot of looping to it. But I just loop it and loop it and loop it and loop it and loop it. It'll sound very annoying, but that's what they do on these sleep channels. They just loop it. Loop for 11 hours. That's what. Okay, GoPro, I'm hoping you and me get along okay today. It's Thursday again. Back to Thursday. The first video was posted. I did my time-lapse and everything. Then I cleaned up a bit. Now I can't completely clean up because I gotta show you guys some stuff. This is some of the Japanese edging. These are like quilt strips that I was making crazy quilts out of. None of these have the kind of color palette that I'm looking for. This is my pile of Japanese silk, and it is all very beautiful. But I'm not going to dig into this right now. I want to put it away. I want to show you. It's been drying. It's been drying nicely. When I first rinsed it and started drying it, I was a little worried. There was some puckering through here, and there's still a bit of... Hold on, I'm going to get my pointer thing. Get my pointy pointer. It needs to be cleaned. There's still some puckering through here, just a little tiny bit. And I was wondering if perhaps that was because of some shrinkage on the part of this cotton interlining. Now, please ignore the back. I know it's not perfect, whatever. I kind of got a little lazy toward the end. I'll make sure the back on the final piece is much more clean and beautiful than that. So anyway, I think the slight bit of puckering here. So what I might do, I might try, is shrinking the interlining, because it's cotton. That's the thing. It's 100% cotton. So I thought, ooh, if I do it in warm water to soak off the wash and go, then it might shrink the inner lining. And that might be what's happening. But I don't want to wash this stuff. You know what'll happen if you try to wash this stuff? It's going to turn into a tangly mess. Anyway, it's probably okay. I'm not seeing too much puckering. And actually, to be quite honest, this is going to sound really weird, but I kind of like the puckering. I think it kind of makes it look like texture. So I did press it slightly, just kissed it with the iron, as it were. And I like how it turned out. Well, I'm not sure I like this here. There's some parts that aren't quite, this isn't quite square. It's kind of, that could be the shrinkage thing. I'm not sure. I do think, as I've looked at this, I actually like the fact that this blue is going over here and under here. I like it over, under, over, under. So actually, the good thing about that is it makes the fix a lot easier. If I do want to fix it, all I have to do is add a stitch here, a stitch here, and a stitch here. And again, on the final piece, this is just the test piece. On the final piece, I'll remember that and adjust my stitching accordingly. So there's that. So I did want to show you. I pulled out some pieces. I went through my Japanese silks and found the things that I thought would be most appropriate for this. I was going to show them to you on camera. Let's go. So this is a piece of, it's like a Japanese kimono, just a very simple pattern. It has some of the reds in here, the kind of the reds and the maroons and the golds that kind of go, and it's kind of pulled back. So, you know, if we wanted to go a little more subtle, we could do something like that. However, I am not a subtle human being. Let me pull out the ones that I think I will probably end up using in order from most subtle to least subtle. Slightly less, more unsubtle. This blue, I think, goes pretty well, and it's kind of a China silk type of a thing. Now, let's move on to another blue that's way more egregious and exciting. Now, this one here has got a whole lot more orange in it, so this is all pink, and this, I really didn't use too much orange, but, I mean, come on. Doesn't that look cool with all the gold and stuff? Isn't that a gorgeous fabric, though? Look at that. That's just so pretty. All bright and shiny and gold. I think I have several squares of this particular pattern. I'm sure I went after it with a vengeance. Okay, and then the last one that I pulled out is this. Look at that. The blue does not match. The reds do not really match. But it would be fun to kind of pull out some threads and maybe do some stitches that match these and then use this kind of thing as a border or even as an applique. You could applique bits onto there. Ugh, so pretty. Look at that. I could make this a whole channel of just looking at beautiful Japanese silk fabric squares. It's just like I could stare at that all day. It just makes my mind bounce with happiness. Speaking of bouncing, I need to bounce and go get my packages delivered to where they need to go. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to trace the whole piece out. And I promise you, I'm not going to make this video hour and a half long again. I'm going to get way less chatty. I'm going to talk a lot less. I know I talk a lot. It's kind of the way I am. Friday! Okay, it is Friday. And we are cooking with gas today. So I've got this is all my camera stuff. Ignore the Coke Zero. I'm going to test a new overhead shooting thing. And I'm going to use the Sony. I was looking at the footage of the shots that I got with the Osmo of my piece. I think I'm going to get better resolution with the Sony. So I can do interval shooting on my Sony and do a time lapse that way. And that should be real sharp with good lighting. And then for all my process blogging, my vlogging, as it were, I can use the GoPro. Now, GoPro, you and me, I think we're starting to finally have a meeting of the minds. I couldn't be prouder of you, my friend. I could not be prouder. I'm going to pull my silk back out, though I put it away. I'm going to pull out those two pieces that I like, the black piece and the blue piece, the blue sparkly one with gold. I'm going to take those over to a store here close by me called Acorns and Threads. They're an embroidery store. They're so cool. They have all sorts of beautiful threads. And the reason I'm going to do that, not that I'm lacking for thread. I've got tons of thread. Floss. I should say floss, not thread. Floss is different than thread. I've got tons of floss. Here's what I don't have. When I got the floss, I wound it onto little bobbins And I neglected to put down what DMC color each one of them was. If I am going to be doing a maker video or trying to be a maker of some kind, I should probably make sure that I'm noting down what the DMC numbers are. I should just know that. I mean, not that you're not going to go out and get the exact same DMC numbers because you don't have the exact same Japanese fabric that I do. But, why do I need to know the DMC numbers? I guess I need to know them for some reason. Just because I want to know them. And I also want to go shopping for floss. I'm really going to have to sell. Man, that's the thing. That's why I'm doing an Etsy store. It's because I love doing this, but I have to find some way to actually fund this habit of mine. Now, I'm also going to go to Home Depot, because here's what I got to get. So I've got this whole setup here. So it's one of those things where it stretches across. So you can have a pole, and then you can shoot straight down, hanging on the pole. And when you have the circle light or the ring light turned on, it's going to be awesome. And then I wanted to do some sketching. And I got to test out my new hyperlapse setup with the Sony. I'll get down that thing, my design, spread it out on the table, get my Pellon wash and go. Then I got to figure out actually how I'm going to piece that Pellon wash and go together so that it can be big enough. Probably can get it onto the silk. Today's only Friday. It is Memorial Day weekend, and I think there's a barbecue or something in the offing. GoPro, do we have a plan? I'm not taking you, I'm sorry. You can't come this time. Though I would love to take my 4 viewers. I'll wait until I have 5 viewers. How about that? When I have 5, if I reach 5 viewers, we'll go on a tour or something. Thank you, GoPro. Thank you for your service. I really appreciate you. The healing has begun. Let's heal together, GoPro. I got a pole! I got a pole! I got a pole and I got some floss! I got a pole! I got a pole! I got a pole! I got a pole and some floss! I got my pole. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the pole up and I'm gonna get my camera mounted. And I'm going to do some tracing. I'm going to show all the cool stuff I got at Acorns and Threads. Oh, it's going to be so cool. But I cannot put the pole up until a delivery comes from Amazon. Because I've got 2 things that hold the pole on top of these things. These sticks or whatever they are. They're a very technical term. So I figure what I'll do is put GoPro on hyperlapse and assemble the quilting frame. I will have to assemble that frame before I set this foolishness up, because I need to know how far. All of these tables roll, you see. I built all of these work surfaces myself out of scrap plywood and melamine. That's why they're so kind of crusty. These 2 over here are on wheels, so I can push them around and push them together and push them over and do whatever. So if I need to push that one over so I can put the quilting frame right here to do my embroidery, and then if I have this bar stretching to here, I can have the camera going straight down here and I can get some light on the work. But I gotta figure out how wide that quilting frame is because I have not set it up. But I can't set that up until I have the thing for the pole. It's very complicated. But anyway, let me stop you now, GoPro. You think you can handle a hyperlapse? I usually let Osmo do the hyperlapsing, but I'm gonna let you do the hyperlapsing. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you the opportunity. Let you get off the bench and show me what you can do. Do me proud. GoPro. All right, here we go. We're gonna try this. Hold on. Well, once again, GoPro, I was saying nice things about you, but I mean, I maybe just didn't hit the record button. Maybe that's it. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I've had a very harrowing and trying day. Went to Joann's twice, 2 different Joann's. Any day you have to go to Joann's twice is not a good day. Went to Home Depot twice. I got what I needed. I got a lot of stuff set up. So I'm set up for success, as they say. So let's take a look. What do we got? So I did get the quilting frame set up. There it is. I've got it between my two tables. So that is ready to accept the project. That's one of the reasons I had to go to Home Depot. The only bars that were in storage were those, and those are about 12 feet long. So those will not do. And then I had to go to Joann's to get twill tape, jute, and stuff like that, because I had to go make my own bars. And of course, when I went to Home Depot, I'd still managed to get the wrong size dowel, so they're too tight. I could always sand them, I guess. The big project I worked on today is I got this all set up. Now look at that beautiful, beautiful camera rig. I got my Sony right here on an overhead bar, pointing down through a ring light, and it allows me to show my work pieces in a way that is much more high resolution. So this way I'll be able to do hyperlapses and overhead shots and all of that goodness in a way that's going to be much more visually pleasing. I wasn't even recording. I gotta start looking for the little red thing that says I'm recording. I think I'm blaming GoPro for not recording, but I think maybe it's me. Here I am sitting at my embroidery frame, so I'll be able to do my embroidery here, and I'll have the camera here, so it can be watching what I'm doing too, and I can hyperlapse it and make a beautiful hyperlapse. Oh, and of course I've made these bars wide enough. Oh Lord, I've made them so wide that I can't turn this thing around. Well, I'm probably gonna have to take them out anyway to sand them down because they're too big. Make them shorter, or move my table. If I move my table, oh boy. Okay, well, it's just a process. It's a process. But I can hold on to the frame with my feet. I'll be able to sew. I'll have a place to work and keep my stuff on both sides. So I think this is gonna be okay. We'll be able to really get cracking tomorrow. I hope so. Bye. Record. Okay. Whew. It's Saturday. And I didn't sleep too well last night because I'm so excited about trying my new hyperlapse setup with the camera and everything else. So what I've got here is I've got the design of the piece all laid out. Got all my information about what my camera settings are because I'm going to go and test and see how it looks. Trying to get the sharpest, nicest, cleanest hyperlapse ever. So then I'll have the pell on, the wash and go all traced, and then I'll put it on some silk, and if all goes according to plan, I may even have this project stretched by the end of today. It would be nice to get a few first stitches in this week for this week's video. Let's see if we can do that. All right, that's enough of that nonsense. I'm gonna turn you off because I'm gonna have 5 different camera sources to figure out, but I'll get this figured out. Let's get to hyperlapsing, shall we? Okay. Okay, well, I've finished the tracing, and I was gonna get my black silk out to put the black silk under it and take a look at this, and at that point I realized that there was schmutz on the black silk. There was schmutz from when I bought it. They gave me a 20% discount because there was schmutz on it. And as I expected, the schmutz did rinse out, but now the black silk has to dry, because if you get any water on this, you're in big trouble. As I've learned, because I've been drinking my Coke Zero, and if you get your fingers wet and you touch this stuff, it's bad news. Oops, there's something I didn't get right there. Hold on. Yeah, I use this painter's tape because it will come off very easily. So when I spray baste it, I'll line it up and make sure that it's all spray basted correctly, and I'll take the tape off. You may think this is a little rough or a little, my lines are a little sketchy. They are. I mean, it's really hard to get super accurate. I mean, I could have taken more time and been more accurate with it. These are guidelines. These are design lines. And I kind of like the imperfection. There are some places where I'm going to have to be real careful, like some of these straight lines. I don't want them to be zigzagging all over the place. I think it'll be okay. What are you going to do? All right, well, I'll just take you real quick into here. Welcome to my bathroom. You've already seen my sink, so this is how I'm drying the silk. It is on a rack in my shower. That's going to take a while to dry, so I think what I'm going to do is turn everything off, let everything have a rest, let me have a rest, and then once my silk is dry and ready, I can get it stretched, I think. If I could get all that done today, I will feel somewhat accomplished. All right. Time for a break, everybody. Break time. Okay, it's Sunday. Another Sunday. Today I'm going to get my silk pressed, my silk ironed, and cut to size. I'm going to spray baste this wash away stabilizer onto it. And as a stretch goal, as a bonus goal, as a speed run, I'm going to get it stretched onto the embroidery frame. That is what I'm going to do today. Come hell or high water. But first, I think I need to go get a Coke Zero. Because my brain is currently not functioning yet on all 4 cylinders. Or 6 cylinders. How many cylinders does my brain have? I don't know. It's very clogged. I need some carb cleaner for my brain. All right, well, but everything's set up, everything's cleaned up. Everything's organized for right now. I know where everything is. Things are in their right spots. That's important. Can't work in a studio if things are not in their right spots. I think we're good. Let's see how this looks. Be back at you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I got my Coke Zero. Let's do this thing. Welcome to my ironing board. Here's the silk. Here is our traced thing, which I'm keeping well clear of the Coke Zero, or I'm keeping the Coke Zero well clear of it. And here, friends, is our silk. Look at that. Isn't it shiny and beautiful? Ugh, there is nothing more beautiful than silk. So shiny and lovely. All right. I'm not sure you're focused. You're not focused. Now you're focused. Oh boy, I better shoot all that again. Take 2. Oh wait, I'd have to go all the way back to the beginning, wouldn't I? Man, gotta remember to focus you. I think about a 33-inch square of silk is about what we need for this. 33 inches will be ample. And I do like numbers like 30 and 60 and 90. 99, 77. Magical numbers. Okay, so that's 33 inches. Well, as they say, measure twice, cut once. Yeah, I'm going to speed this up. Boom. Cut. Cut and cut. All right, good. It's on. It is on. It is on. It is on. That is now ready to be spray basted. Here's my muslin. Oh, please, God, don't make me have to go to Joann's again. When I was at Joann's, I thought about getting some muslin. I didn't get it. Okay, well, that should be, I've got that much, and that's half. So I suppose if I cut that in half, that should be about right. I mean, I don't need a huge amount for the end. All right, let's do this. Let's put it on time lapse and get the muslin cut, get everything pinned, get my silk pins out, and then we'll go sew. Problem is, now my sewing machine is hostage to the embroidery frame. It is 11 a.m. and I just stopped to take a break. I've just pinned on all of the lining, and I think I have a plan. There's a poker tournament happening at one of my local pubs. It happens that they got them Saturdays and Sundays. I like to play poker. And I've been working hard. I've been working so hard. And then, you know what they say, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So, I think I'm going to reward myself. I'm going to get this stitched on. I'm going to get the frame set up, get it on the frame, get it stretched. Then, ride my motorcycle and go play poker. And do a hyperlapse on my motorcycle. This is going to be a crafting, film production, and adventure YouTube channel. It's going to have it all. There's no limit to what you will find on Stitchin' with Salt. $30 buy-in, 1 rebuy, $10 add-on. And usually it pays like 100 or so for third place, a little bit more for second and first. Really depends on how many players you get. This is Memorial Day weekend. Maybe we'll get a lot of players. And the cool thing is, I can go there and I can get me some lunch because I'm a little peckish. I haven't eaten today. I had my big gulp though. Okay, I think that's a good plan. 11 a.m. Tournament starts at 1. I got to be there at like 12:45. Takes me like 3 minutes to get there. On my motorcycle, takes me 2. It's a little rainy out there. Hope it's not too rainy to ride. I got to put on my junk. I got to figure out how to put the Osmo on my helmet. That'd be a fun thing to hyperlapse, though. Love hyperlapse. God, I love hyperlapse. Okay. 11. I got an hour. About an hour and 45 minutes to do this. I can do it. I'm going to get started. Okay, here I go. Bye. Okay. I got it stretched. Guys, it's amazing how fast you can work when you are motivated. Anyway, it's only 11:51, so I don't have to leave to go play poker until probably like 12:30. So maybe I'll take a little tiny nap. I had a little bit of problem with stretching it on the frame. Those bars are very tight, and it's a very big piece, and it's going to be hard to get it exactly even. But I think it's going to be okay. And of course, the fact that I pieced the interlining, the wash and go, doesn't look like it's working too well at the places where it seemed. So we could have problems. There could be problems in the offing. There could be problems a-brewing for Salt PDX. Let's hope that's not the case. But I haven't actually stitched it on. It's only on with safety pins right now. I could do that before I go, but I think I might just want to rest a minute because I've been up and at it since like 6 a.m. today, working hard. And I do need a break, and I need to go actually have some kind of fun every once in a while, I'll be back at you when I get back, and you will know at that point if I'm a winner or a loser. You might already have an opinion on that, but you keep it to yourself. Well, it's 4 o'clock, and I'm back. Had a nice motorcycle ride. Did not win at poker. Did not even make the final table. But I had a great time. Had a lot of fun, and got to hang out with some folks that I like. So, now what I'm going to do is pull out the frame and get the piece, the work piece actually stitched on, stretched up tight, pull up the sides. I'll hyperlapse all that. And, then tomorrow, and then maybe I'll work maybe I'll pull out some threads and start thinking about colors, like what actual colors I want to use. And pull out my stitching books again, my stitch books, and see if I can start thinking about what stitches to use where. So anyway, I did not play good poker today. I was more concentrating on having fun and having a nice motorcycle ride. Got a little bit rained on, but it was a beautiful day coming back. So, okay. I'm going to get started here in a second. Well, done. There it is in all its dubious glory. Let's take a look here. It is by no means perfectly taut. Despite my best efforts, it was very hard to get these guys correctly tensioned. It's a big piece. Look at all that there. And notice when I went to try to flatten the back, of course I dripped water on the stabilizer, so there's a hole there. Oh my goodness. This could be one of the biggest disasters of YouTube crafting of all time. Wouldn't that be great? I would just love that. Anyway, it is stretched. It is set up. I got a place for it. Got a place to work. I mean, I guess it's going to be okay. It seems okay. I mean, the top is wrinkly, but does that mean the whole thing is wrinkly? I don't frickin' know. Let's find out together, shall we? It's a process. Well, whatever. As soon as I can get past my feeling of overwhelming anxiety and impending doom, I will start thinking about some colors, maybe get some stitches in. I got to move this camera over to there so I can do some time lapse. But it would be fun. I mean, that would soothe me. Would be to do some stitches. That would make me feel a whole lot better about life. So, but that being said, I don't know if I'm going to get anything else done today. Today is Sunday. It is 6 o'clock. I've had a pretty full day and I've gotten a lot done. So I think what I will do, shut it down. Oh wait, tomorrow's Memorial Day. Shoot, we got that barbecue, don't we? I'm gonna make steak. Steak. Steak sounds really good. I haven't had dinner. I did have a big lunch at the poker place, the pub where they have poker. I had chicken fried steak. It didn't set too well, I gotta say. Okay, well, it's a beautiful time of day. I've gotten a lot of progress done, and you know what? I mean, the worst thing that would happen is I get the embroidery done, I rinse out the stabilizer, and it's all wrinkly. That would be the worst. And I would have wasted my time and ruined some silk, but I would have made great YouTube. Nothing succeeds on YouTube like catastrophic failure. So, hey, always a silver lining. All right, I'm going to be done. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, well, it's Monday, and I'm looking at this again. I guess it's going to be okay. It's a little bit ripply. It's kind of hard to get the tension exactly how I want it, but I think it's going to be okay. I need to get another one of these poles to go here on this work surface so I can put the camera here and hyperlapse here. And as soon as I get that, it's supposed to come from Amazon today, then I will get that set up and do some first stitching. I think what I'm going to do, I need to think about some colors. I know I've been saying that. You know what I might do is I got those colors that I went to coordinate with that silk. And I'm thinking maybe a good option would be to just use those. But I got some design lines here that I know what colors are going to need to go along what lines. And if I did some of the major elements, like I know this whole square section in here is going to be one color because the lines go along to here. And if I'm going to do all that in stem stitch anyway, and that'll kind of stabilize everything. I mean, you're trying to get it stable and smooth to start with. I don't know. We shall see. I'm still a little bit worried about what's going to happen when I get down to these
places where I piece together the water-soluble. This is great. I have a pole right in front of me like this. This is gripping filmmaking right here. I got my shot really set up just right. Well, GoPro's gonna move at some point. I just wanted to get more of a covering shot to show you everything. I have a GoPro over here. Ah, Jesus, who could that be? Hello, Mary! Oh, great. Savage Inner Critic. Haven't seen you in 15 minutes. Yeah, I was just in the neighborhood, thought I'd stop by. Heard you were working on a new project. Why are you wearing a cape? My goodness, quite the setup you have in here. It answers the question no one asked. What would it look like if Nerd City and Bernadette Banner had a baby? Well, hi there, GoPro, my little buddy. How you doing? Always nice to see a real professional in this hive of rank amateurs. I hope Mary's treating you okay. Don't you dare take his side. Wait a minute. What now? You're kidding. Blames all her mistakes on you, doesn't she? That's typical. Typical. Look, Savage Inner Critic, I got stuff to do. Alright, so if you don't mind. Oh yes. I'm sure the world is dying for more YouTube content from aging hipsters who don't quite know what they're doing and who think mixing chartreuse and teal is a good idea. Well, okay, so A, chartreuse and teal can totally go together just fine. And B, it's a process. This is all going just great. It's all gonna be fine. Right, well, I certainly couldn't tell. Looks kind of ripply to me from all the way over here, but then, I mean, I can't come over and look any closer because you're also kind of bad at filmmaking and you can't get us both in the shot. Look, dude, I got a whole overhead rig hooked up. My hyperlapses are gonna be a million times better. Well, as long as you remember to focus the lens, sure. My God, what is with the flies in here? Are they attracted to the stench of failure? Look, it's Memorial Day. Why don't you go crash a Veterans Parade or something and like critique Empire? I got stuff to do. All right. Well, far be it from me to make your video any longer than it already is, D.W. Griffith. Oh, by the way, YouTube called. They want one of their server farms back. Well, I suppose I should be toddling along. As they say, whoa, this cape is in my way. As they say on the crypto channels, have fun staying poor. Oh, you gonna bring my crypto into this? I swear to God, I'm gonna do this. Call your mother, loser. I don't have to call my mother. She lives upstairs. I live in her basement. Get you recording. You are recording and you sound great. Okay, and let's make sure your focus is good. Your focus looks pretty good. Let's just double check it. I think that is as sharp as it's gonna get. Hopefully. It is Tuesday. We're gonna shoot a little bit more video and then I gotta go edit like there was no tomorrow. And of course I get no preview with GoPro because it can't do preview and record at the same time. That's fine. It is usually my day to go edit. Now, I wanted to get a little bit of stitching done today, at least get started with it. So I think what I'm gonna do, I've got my workpiece here showing it, or I've got my workpiece here and then I've got the sample that I did. With the sample, I started with the sparkly, obviously. I'm not gonna start with the sparkly this time. Here's what I'm gonna do. This design element here, this square in the middle, these arrows, right? They all follow down to here, and then this angle goes up to here. So all of this design motif in the center and along here will all be one color. I've decided that. And I'm just gonna do that in stem stitch. So all I gotta do to get myself a little bit of footage on this slightly ripply canvas, it does help if you kind of do this a little bit, but whatever. I'm going to choose a color and just start with it. Now, as you'll recall, we have all of these beautiful color palettes that I got to go with these silks. This one has a lot more teals and oranges, and this one has a lot more, it's the one that's the riot of color, and I think that's the one I'm gonna go with. It's got reds, it's got greens, it's got blacks, it's got everything you could ever want. So I think what I shall do, I am going to just dive right in. I'm going to choose one of these reds. Let's see, which red has the most propitious number associated with it? Aha! 13. We're going to do 13. That is how we're going to do this. This is what you call complete randomization. And I know I still got a bit of a pull here, but okay, so this is 13 anchor, and I'm going to use the full 6 strands. I'm going to save these little paper guys here. I should probably rewind it onto a bobbin, which I will do, but I don't need to do that right now. Let's just get ourselves a strand, and let's dive in with number 13, because I'm feeling like I have had a week of camera-focused shenanigans, and I'm kind of tired of them. Well, I'm not tired of them. I love camera-focused shenanigans. They're very fun to me. But I would also kind of like to relax with some stitching. That's going to be pretty long, but that's okay. I can just do that and then shorten it up when I need to. Color number 13. We are going to go in. Now I got to get my camera up there and hyperlapse it. And yes, so stay tuned for that, and then I'll come back and do a wrap up. So stay tuned. So anyway, that's where we're at. That is this week's episode. Next week, I'll have another episode. I'm sure there'll be a lot more stitching. And thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. You'll be glad you did. Yeah. Next week, I'm going to try to get all of this stuff done, all the red done. And then I got to figure out, once I've kind of dived in, then I have to figure out what's next. He's making noise. All right. Thank you.
here. How's that look? Is that an interesting shot? Stop.